The queen lived in a beautiful castle. She had a daughter whom she dreamed of. The child had black hair and snow-white skin. Therefore, they named her Snow White. The queen soon died. The king did not grieve for a long time. A year later he brought a new queen to the palace. She was beautiful but angry. The woman brought a magic mirror with her. Every day she admired her reflection in him and asked him the same question: who is the most beautiful in the world? The mirror has always told only the truth. Therefore, it honestly praised the beauty of the queen, and the woman beamed with happiness. Snow White grew, and every year her beauty blossomed brighter. And now, once again, speaking to the mirror, the queen heard in response that now she is not the most beautiful in the world, but Snow White. The queen was not going to endure this in her own palace. She ordered her faithful servant to lead the princess into an impenetrable thicket and kill.
No.
But the servant could not, even for the sake of the queen, kill the sweet girl. He brought the princess into a dark forest and let her go. And he himself returned to the castle and told the queen that he had followed her order. For a long time, the princess wandered through the forest. Along the way she was helped by all kinds of forest inhabitants.
Wow!
Snow White was very kind to them, and therefore they became strong friends. In the evening, the princess accidentally stumbled upon a small house. She went into it and saw that there was no one in the house. The table was set for 7 people, and there were 7 cots in the bedroom. And everything in this house was very small. Therefore, Snow White realized that 7 little people live here. After a long and difficult journey, she lay down on one of the beds and fell fast asleep. The 7 dwarfs returned home late at night. They were greatly surprised by the appearance of an unexpected guest. Sleeping Snow White was so charming that the dwarves decided to let her sleep, and did not wake her. Morning has come. Snow White woke up, saw the 7 dwarfs, and was scared. But they were affectionate with her, and the girl told about her misfortune. They immediately liked Snow White, and the dwarfs invited her to stay with them. Moreover, she agreed to take care of the house, cooking, washing and cleaning. Every morning the gnomes went to the mountains to mine gold and precious stones and returned late at night. Leaving for work, they warned Snow White to be afraid of the evil stepmother and not open the door to strangers. At this time, the queen, as usual, went to the secret room to talk to the magic mirror. But the mirror suddenly said that she was not the most beautiful in the world, but Snow White. That the princess is still alive, and lives with the gnomes in the house. The queen became very angry, and decided to deal with Snow White herself. She went to a secret room, and cooked a poisonous venomous apple there. It was very beautiful on the outside, but if someone ate even a piece, he would certainly die. When the apple was ready, the queen changed into an old merchant, and came to the house of the dwarfs. Seeing the sweet old woman, Snow White felt sorry for her. She did not suspect anything, and left the house. The old woman treated the girl to a ripe apple and said that if she eats this apple, she will remain young and beautiful forever. Snow White believed her, and as soon as she bit the apple, she fell down dead and stopped breathing. The contented queen went to the palace. In the evening, the dwarves returned from work and saw Snow White lying on the ground. She was not breathing. They sobbed so loudly and lamented that their cry was heard by the handsome prince, who was hunting in the forest nearby. It became interesting to him what kind of howl arose that scared away all the animals. And when the prince found the house of the dwarfs, he saw Snow White. She was so beautiful that the young prince immediately fell in love with her. He persuaded the dwarves to take her with him to the castle, because there he has doctors who can cure Snow White. The dwarfs allowed it. Then the prince ordered his servants to carry the princess on their shoulders. And when they were carrying her, it happened that the servants stumbled over some bush, and from the concussion a piece of a poisonous apple fell out of Snow White's mouth, and she woke up. Seeing the young prince, the girl also fell in love with him and agreed to marry him. They also invited their wicked stepmother to the wedding. Out of anger that Snow White is still alive, and that now a long and happy life awaits her, the queen broke the magic mirror and never looked at it again. Lemuel Gulliver spent 5 whole months with his wife and children in England, but the craving for travel turned out to be stronger. So, having become the captain of the adventurer ship, Gulliver set off on another voyage. He recruited 50 crew members, but as it turned out, not all of the crew were honest people. Once, under cover of night, traitors rioted a ship, broke into Gulliver's cabin, and tied him up. For 3 days the crew kept the former captain locked up. And on the 4th day, the traitors landed Gulliver on an unknown land, left him some provisions and sailed north. The former captain had no choice but to head inland. On the way, he met the tracks of horses, which gave Gulliver hope for an early rescue. Suddenly a humanoid figure appeared on the horizon. Gulliver narrowed his eyes and saw her. It was a strange-looking monkey with dark skin and curly hair. These animals had long claws on their paws. They looked so dangerous that Gulliver held his breath and leaned against the tree behind. But then something grabbed the traveler's shoulders and pulled him up. These were 2 exactly the same monkeys who tried to drag their prey up the tree. Gulliver struggled to fight back with his hands, but the animals were stronger. While Gulliver fought in an unequal battle, the sound of hooves was heard. Noticing the approaching horse, the monkeys threw Gulliver and ran away in terror. Having approached, the horse examined Gulliver with interest. Then a second horse came up, they greeted each other with a kick of their front hooves and walked to the side. The horses behaved so intelligently that it seemed to Gulliver that they were wizards who turned into horses. Finally, after consulting, the horses ordered Gulliver to follow them. This time, Gulliver ended up in a country inhabited by intelligent horses, the Gims. And the strange monkeys who attacked Gulliver served the Gims as pets and did all the dirty work. So the traveler was brought to a house where a manger with hay stretched along the wall and other horses were stationed. The horse gestured to Gulliver to eat some hay, but the traveler noticed a bucket of milk and asked for a drink from it. After dinner, Gulliver, under the close supervision of horses, collected oats and baked bread from it. This amazed the Gims so much that they began to teach Gulliver their language and culture. The horses turned out to be not only intelligent, but also very noble. They did not know the words anger, envy, deception, and enmity. They were surprised by Gulliver's stories about money, ships, and states. But most of all, the Gims were outraged by the fact that people allow themselves to ride horses. Over time, Gulliver became so imbued with love and respect for the Gims that he decided never to return to people again. However, every 4th year, a council of representatives was convened in the country, where they discussed the main state of affairs. Gulliver, as an ape-like creature, was not allowed to be present at the meeting. However, out of curiosity, he secretly entered the meeting, hiding in a haystack. It turned out that the Gims had long considered the strange monkeys useless, and therefore decided to drive them out. And Gulliver with them. Without waiting for his fate, the traveler hastily made a boat and went to the nearest island. Gulliver decided to spend the rest of his life away from people who were nasty to him. However, the island turned out to be the coast of Australia. Gulliver was seen by sailors from a Portuguese ship and taken to the ship. The captain decided that Gulliver has lost his mind, so he does not want to return home and tells his tales about intelligent horses. When Gulliver was brought to London, he learned to bear the sight of people with great difficulty. He got used to his wife and children only after a year, but even then he did not allow himself to be touched. And for the rest of his life, Gulliver communicated only with the stallions he bought.